Most of us don't realize how tight we're holding on until our hands start to ache. We grip plans, people, identities, and outcomes, not because they still fit, but because letting go feels like losing control. And control feels like safety. But there comes a moment when holding on costs more than surrender ever could. When your breath feels shallow. When progress feels heavy. When life keeps pushing and you keep resisting. This video isn't about giving up. It's about laying down the weight you were never meant to carry. Because surrender isn't the end of the journey. It's the moment the journey finally begins. Why control is a trap? Control looks productive. You map out your plans, checklists, and backup plans. You monitor outcomes like a guard on night shift. You micromanage everything, your future, your relationships, even your emotions. But life keeps showing you that control is limited. One phone call, one accident, one unexpected opportunity can shatter everything you thought you managed. Control tricks you into thinking safety equals certainty. But certainty is a myth. Real safety comes from adaptability, not control. When you cling, you break at the first disruption. When you surrender, you bend and adjust. The fear behind holding on. If you strip it down, the root of holding on is fear. Fear of being hurt again, fear of failing, fear of not being enough, fear of loss. That fear convinces you that if you let go, you'll fall apart. But the opposite happens. When you let go, you stop wasting energy on what's dead or unchangeable. You reclaim that energy for the present, where your life actually exists. Think about the relationships you've outgrown but dragged along. Think about the career paths you forced yourself down because they seemed safe, but drained you every day. Think about the anger you carried against people who weren't even thinking about you anymore. That's fear disguised as loyalty, duty, or pride. Letting go isn't betrayal, it's choosing to live lighter. Surrender as strength. Surrender has been painted as weakness. Don't quit. Never let go. That advice works for discipline and persistence, but it's toxic when applied to things that are already broken. There's a difference between perseverance and attachment. Surrender is a sign of strength because it requires honesty. It takes guts to say, "This isn't working anymore," or "I can't carry this." Weakness is pretending forever. Strength is trusting that you'll survive without the thing you're clinging to. When you surrender, you stop fighting life and start flowing with it. You trust that the path will reveal itself as you walk. That doesn't mean you drift aimlessly. It means you move with openness instead of resistance. You can't sail forward with anchors still dropped. Surrender lifts the anchor, not to abandon the journey, but to finally begin it. If parts of this are landing a little too close to home, if you're starting to notice where you're gripping, forcing, or carrying things that no longer belong to you, and you can feel that there's a lighter way forward, even if you don't know what it looks like yet, I created something to support that exact moment. It's a free set of chapter previews with guided, practical reflections designed to help you release what's heavy, recognize what's no longer aligned, and practice surrender in real, everyday situations, without losing your direction or your strength. You'll find the link in the description. The power of release. Letting go isn't abstract, it's practical. Here's what it looks like in daily life. Forgiveness, not to excuse what happened, but to stop carrying the poison. Walking away from a friendship, a job, or a project that drains you instead of feeding you. Trusting timing, knowing that forcing things rarely speeds them up, it only exhausts you. Accepting change. Instead of trying to glue the old pieces back together, you build new ones. When you practice release, you create space. New people, ideas, and opportunities can't enter if you're cluttered with what's gone. How to practice surrender daily. Surrender isn't a one-time act. It's a practice you return to, like breathing. Here are some simple ways. Pause before reacting. When life throws something unexpected, instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What now?" Loosen the grip. If something feels forced, step back and reassess. Not everything needs pushing. Let the past be past. Notice when your mind is replaying an old story. Stop feeding it attention. Ground yourself. Through meditation, journaling, or even a walk, remind yourself that the present moment is a safe space. Choose trust over fear. Say to yourself, I don't know where this leads, but I'll meet it when I get there. So I'd love to know this. What are you holding onto right now that you already know it's time to release? Drop it in the comments, not to judge it, but to name it. Your honesty might be the moment someone else realizes they're allowed to loosen their grip too. Surrender practices daily habits of release. Letting go isn't a one-time act, it's a daily practice. Like training a muscle, surrender grows stronger with repetition. Practices to try. Morning release ritual. Before your day begins, take 3 deep breaths and say, I release what isn't mine to carry today. This so what? Pause. When you feel the urge to control, ask yourself, if this doesn't go my way, so what? What will truly happen? Most of the time, the worst-case scenario isn't catastrophic, it's uncomfortable. Let it be messy. Choose one area today to allow imperfection. Let the sink hold dishes. Let the email sit. Let your child pick mismatched clothes. Train your nervous system to survive a mess without panic. Evening gratitude scan. Before bed, write down 3 things you didn't control today but turned out fine, or even better than planned. Creating space, making room for the new. You can't receive with closed fists. Letting go clears space for what's next. New opportunities, new relationships, new energy. Holding onto old clutter, old guilt, or old stories blocks what's trying to reach you. Space-making practices. Declutter 1 drawer, start small. Clear 1 drawer, 1 shelf, 1 inbox folder. Notice the mental relief. Release old commitments, say no to something that no longer fits. Free your calendar, free your spirit. The freedom that follows. The irony is that letting go gives you back freedom. When you stop obsessing over outcomes you can't control, you regain peace of mind. When you forgive, you free yourself from replaying the same wound. When you trust the process, you feel lighter because you no longer carry the burden of what-ifs. Surrender isn't passive, it's an active release. It's saying, I choose not to be weighed down by this anymore. And when you live like that, you move with a different kind of power. People sense it. You're not desperate, you're not clinging, you're available to the present. Letting go is not about abandoning goals or giving up on life. It's about embracing a new perspective. It's about surrendering the need to control how the journey unfolds. You still move forward, but without the chokehold of expectation. You let life surprise you. You stop gripping the steering wheel and start trusting the road. You stop scripting every scene and start showing up for the story. Every time you release what's heavy, you walk a little freer. Every time you surrender, you make space for something new. And every time you trust the journey, you learn that life has a rhythm bigger than your plans. The question is simple. What are you gripping so tightly right now that it's keeping you from breathing? What would happen if you loosened your hand, even just a little? What might enter your life if you made space for surrender? Maybe it's time to loosen your hand. Maybe it's time to let go. Ongoing commitment, living lighter. Letting go isn't an event. It's a lifestyle. You won't wake up one day completely surrendered, but you can live a daily commitment to releasing what doesn't serve you. Living lighter means catching yourself when the grip returns, naming the fear, and choosing release again. Over time, surrender feels less like loss and more like freedom. Remember this, you don't fall apart when you let go. You fall apart when you keep forcing what no longer fits. You don't need more control, more effort, or a tighter grip. You need permission to breathe. You need the courage to trust that life can meet you when your hands are open. When you release what's heavy, your energy returns. When you stop clinging, your direction becomes clearer. And when you surrender, not to fear, but to truth, you move forward lighter, steadier, and more alive. If this video connected with you, I want to invite you to explore my book, The Strength to Adapt: How the Nomadic Mindset Unlocks a Life of Adventure, and its companion workbook. You'll find them linked in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and don't forget to subscribe.